Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we are back for another brand new video. Today's video we are here yet again to celebrate all things Rangers as we continue our end of season content, where next up we have the impossible task between me and thee to pick our top 5 players of the season. That's right, we've been doing this channel now for over 9 years, and I'll tell you something right now, it's never been tougher than it is right now. But what a sensational problem that right there is to have when all things have been said and done on the season. And I'll tell you something right now, as I'm putting myself out there on the old firing line, I want to see your 5 down there in the comment section below, because this year, as we've already said, it is nearly impossible, and it's going to be the finest of all fine margins for all our 5. So make sure you be sharing your opinions down there in the comment section below, because it's probably going to be different to mine, it's going to be different to everyone. But again, that's tremendous to see, and these players deserve to be mentioned. I know it'd be easier to sit here and say, aye, well, all of them, CJ, that's my players of the season, and that would be a hell of a lot easier to edit and upload, if I'm being honest. But again, the challenge is to narrow it down to just 5. So what you thinking and why? Can I just say, by the way, the fact that I only need to read comments to say, why are you doing a top 5 list? Rangers won none this year. The fact that I only see that comment this year really just starts to tickle the old pickles. But diving in to our old list, and let's start off with that fabled number 5, where again it will be last in the top 5, but this is the cream of the crop, and it's literally that separating all 5. And if you're all ready to get annoyed at me, well, here you are. Here's the ammunition you need. As number 5 on my list is none other than the ageless wonder himself, Steven frickin' Davis. That's right, people, I said what I said, and don't worry, I'll give you a couple of seconds to shout at me in the comment section below. But to be fair to the lad, he's already picked up the Scottish Footballers Writers Player of the Year award, and I don't think he's got enough room in the old cabinet for the 992 Player of the Year award. So I think he's alright with being number 5 on the bad boy list. And speaking of alright, the level that this man has been playing at this season, the word alright doesn't frickin' exist, because it's been right up at an 8.5 every single week since he burst on to the Player of the Year conversation. What was about early November, where he just took his game from an already 7.5 to just up another notch, and he's never ever let it drop below that level. I mean, he's 36 years old, ladies and gentlemen, and he's been involved, whether it's been starting or a sub, in every single game since the 29th of November, where he was missing from the cup game versus Falkirk. The fact he's played in every single game, given the way our schedules and our fixtures work in Scottish football, in itself is a testament to the man and how he looks after himself and his professionalism. But the fact that he's actually putting out incredible performances on a every 3 days basis for the majority of the season is exceptional. That is someone to look up to and admire in every single aspect of life, ladies and gentlemen. He's just an absolute hero. And the egg that I've got on my face for daring to think that Steven Davis's days were maybe numbered at the end of the previous season, where it looked as if he was starting to go a little bit, the delicious egg that's on the old face that I can happily eat now, seeing that that laddie goes out there and plays the way he does, is glorious, and it's the way it should be. I'll happily take them, and I love the fact that I can say to myself, how dare you think that? How dare you doubt that man? He's 36 years old, he's still at the top of his game, having one of his best, most impressive campaigns in a Rangers shirt, in my opinion. He played over, I don't know why I'm saying over, he's played 49 games, ladies and gentlemen, chipping in with 2 goals, one of them being an overhead kick versus Celtic, by the way, and he also chipped in with a very, very tidy 3 assists. But again, that doesn't tell you everything about that lad. He's gone back there, he's putting in fantastic challenges, he's keeping us ticking, he's getting the ball up in tight areas. And to be honest, Glenn Kamara was very, very close, because he brings a lot of what Davis brings in as well. But I'm just leaning, towards Steven Davis, because that level has never dropped under an 8.5 over the last 4 to 5 months, and that's incredible to see that level of consistency. So that is why the boy's number 5 on my list, and he had to be on the final 5 in my opinion. Couldn't he look beyond the boy? Right then, it's time to move on to the number 4, and if you weren't already pissed off and disappointed in me, you're going to be really, really annoyed next, because where I go is the man who dives to the left, he dives to the right, he keeps clean sheets all frickin' night. It is none other than the Players' Player of the Year, the SPFL Player of the Year, and the man who's won this video every time I've done it over the last 2 years. He's been #1 on my list every single year besides the year he goes and has an incredible campaign and be a part of a record-breaking campaign. So that probably shows you how stupid I am. But of course it is going to be Alan McGregor. And I don't know what more I can say about this lad. Anyone who's ever seen this channel before knows how highly I think of this laddie, what I rate of him. Up there with the highest of highs, in my opinion, that's ever played for this football club, and he should be always remembered as an absolute top tier legend in my personal opinion. He can be there for the biggest moments in the biggest games, but whether it's away to Hammond or that, he's still at that level, he's still concentrating. Whether he's got one save to make, he will be there to make it. And you just look throughout the entire frickin' season, mere moments to slap in the McGregor scrapbook, mere. Remember that unbelievable save, it's arguably one of the best saves ever in my opinion. That's forgotten about as well. But every single time they did breach our defence, which wasn't a lot, I'll be honest, the defence was tremendous, but every time they did breach our defence, they had to go against Alan McGregor. 9 times out of 10 they just lost. 1v1 save, unbelievable save. Alan McGregor, there's none more I can say about this laddie. Absolutely love him to death, and I've got him #4 at my list, which does feel a little bit dirty, but how good did everyone play this season? And I know for a fact he's going to be high on everyone's list watching today's video, so I feel fine knowing the community, the nation will take care of this one and have McGregor near that 1, 2 or maybe 3 marker. But aye, to finish off his old stats, he played 42 games in all competitions, which is obviously less than last season because he was out for injury and obviously John McLaughlin a part of the rotation, but he still kept 22 clean sheets in those 42 games and kept a very ridiculous 16 clean sheets in only 24 league matches. That's straight up disgusting from Alan McGregor, and I've said it once and I'll say it again, Alan McGregor is the best goalie I've ever seen. Right, moving on to #3, and as I may or may not have said there, #4 and 3 changed like this, but I've went this way because still the man I have at #3 to me is still heavily underrated and underappreciated, because Ryan Kent to me is the heartbeat of our entire team going forward. And I know that's a bold claim and some people may slam me down and shout at me for saying that, but I've said that since day one in the old Rangers Review podcast with Heart and Hand and Steve A for 4 Lads Had a Dream, and I've meant it every single time I've said it, because he's just got involved in everything. He always wants the boy, never shies away. If anything, he is what the ultimate Rangers player is to me, a right proper Rangers man. He'll take the ball in difficult areas, he'll never hide, whether it's the biggest moment in the game, he never ever shies away from that moment. And am I sitting here saying he's absolutely perfect and he's skilling and thrilling and then we Ryan Kent shimmies every single time? No, I'm not saying that, but what's so incredible about this lad is, despite making a mistake here or having a bad shot here or this trick no coming off here, it never ever affects him. He's so mentally strong, and that there can he be understated in a dressing room and a team as well that wants to go ahead and win things. This fearless nature and this get myself back up and I'll try it again the next time is such an important mindset to have in the change room, and I just can't speak enough about Ryan Kent, because to me, anyone who watches full Rangers games and doesn't just watch the highlights or Googles these already ridiculous impressive stats this season, by the way, which is 13 goals, 15 assists, 28 goal contributions in all competitions, but you have to really watch every single minute of Rangers to truly appreciate what Ryan Kent is to the team, because he's not just a skillful winger that can beat someone and blah blah blah. No, he gets kicked for pillar to post and he's right back up and he gives as good as he gets, but he's got that work rate coming back, sprinting back 50, 60 yard sprints to help his fullback out when he needs it. He's nipping in, putting in challenges. I mean, a perfect example that I've mentioned already on the channel is that El Yunusi boy for Celtic and everything, who they talk up all the time. Well, he's better than Kent. Come on now, let's talk a wee bit of sense here. He got substituted off and we pumped them one of the times we pumped them this season. About the 86th minute, he went off because he was out of puff. Then from the throw-in from Celtic, Ryan Kent came from one side of the park all the way across the other side to put in a slide challenge on the Celtic player who was fresh on the park trying to whip a ball in. That's what Ryan Kent is all about. He's the epitome of a Rangers player, in my opinion. It's everything that I love to see. Hard work, determination, never say die attitude. He's genuinely had an unbelievable and completely underappreciated season, in my opinion. Every single time, in every single game when we've needed a spark, Ryan Kent has been that match. So that's why he's number 3 in my list. And I'll tell you something, to the people that always underappreciate him and try and pick holes in his game, I hope the day that you finally realise what he brings in and realise what's gone now when he isn't in that team, the hard work, the determination, the skill and the filling. I hope that day never comes for a very, very long time, and I hope Ryan Kent's a major part of this team for the next couple of seasons, because he's only getting better, and if he can improve on this season, it's going to be a good one. But enough about the man who is always on the wall. Let's move to number 2 on the old list then, shall we? And we talked about the mission impossible of just picking a 5 and a 4 and a 3 from the incredible individual performances we've seen this season. Well, mission impossible has just become mission frickin' insanity to try and pick a 2 and a 1, because right here, it's so neck and neck. I'll be honest with you, I could not separate them anyway. So what I've done is I've went and cheated, because the guy I'm putting at number 2 on the list is my personal player of the year, and the guy that I put number 1 is the best player of the year. Can you make sense of that? Probably no, but that's the only way I can separate the two of them. So I'll tell you right now who my player of the year is. Number 2 is none other than CB number 1, Connor frickin' Goldson, aka The Rock, that the 55 was built on. What more can I say about Connor Goldson? He's been my player of the year since pretty much game 1, ladies and gentlemen, and from that game he has went and played every single game, every single minute, a total of 56 appearances, by the way, and having passed 5,000 minutes. That there is stupid, ladies and gentlemen, but he's not just playing for the sake of playing. It's still a vital part of this team, and it's still an incredible performance after performance, because in those 56 games he's been a part of 34 clean sheets this season. 34 clean sheets, and he's also scored 8 goals and picked up only 3 assists. And I'm saying only 3 assists because his pass, his long diag, name a better long diag, by the way, currently in the world, apart from your boy Connor Goldson, but that pass right there is usually the assist of the assist. So I am only claiming it's only 3 assists, but anyone who watches Rangers will know what a dangerous weapon that right foot of Connor Goldson is for getting us forward and creating absolute havoc. And that's why I thought the pick was my individual player. The guy that's going to be number 1 in the top 5 players for Rangers this season has just had a season that we'll probably never ever see again. But I wanted to give my heart, my bit of my respect to the Connor Goldson Express, who's been simply incredible. And what we've seen for him in terms of level of consistency as well, considering he has played every single game, but he's not always had the same partner beside him. He's not always had the same dance partner. Helander and Balogun rotated, then injured, and then he's brought on Jack Simpson, had to help with that. And obviously Tavinier was gone for a couple of months, and he had to help young Patterson develop and make sure he was right positionally in that as well. And if you've ever spoke to any of the players, or if you ever heard the players talk, the one guy they always talk about in terms of pure leadership and being vocal and making sure everyone's in the right position, it is Connor frickin' Goldson. So I know he's been kind of robbed of every award apart from Manager's Player of the Year, by the way, so shout out to our boy. That probably says everything when you've got the gaffer going ahead and picking you as a Player of the Year. He should know, he was a no bad wee player himself. So I feel a wee bit bad that he's maybe missed out on the SPFL Player of the Year, blah 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 blah, but he's getting my Player of the Year and he's getting the gaffer's Player of the Year. I know which one will mean more to him, and I'm sure Gerard's raging that it's mine. So with me kind of cheating and copping out and putting my player of the year at number 2, that leaves one man and one name only, and a guy that is going to be number 1 on this list, and considering the incredible performances, not only the only 4, but like say Kamara, Aribo, Barisic, Helander. I mean, John McLaughlin, was it 13 clean sheets in 15 games as well? You've got Alfredo Morelos, Kamaru, young player of the year, obviously, in Hadji. But the fact that this man is number 1 on the list really summarises the level of performance he's put in, and that is none other than the captain of our football club, James Tavinier, when we needed our captain more than we've ever needed our captain going in to this season, where it was either 10 in a row or 55. Our captain not only came to the party, but he brought treats and drinks, ladies and gentlemen, because his individual season is probably the best we'll ever frickin' see. And that's why the man's went ahead and picked up the PFA's Players Player of the Year, which is a massive award, because that's your opposition, that's your peers, that's everybody looking at you in this entire league and saying you are the best player. And of course he went ahead and won the Rangers Player of the Year as well, voted by us the fans, and it's no wonder, because you look at it, 46 games played, 35 goal contributions in those games from a right back in the form of 19 goals and 16 assists. But it's not just gone forward that he's been involved in. He's been a part of 30 clean sheet as well, and he's been a big part of that, because that was always something people used to dig up and say, oh, he's no good defensively, he's bad defensively. We can't say that anymore when he's captained his team to breaking every single defensive record there pretty much is to have. And you just take a step back and you try and process what I have just said, considering it's from a right back, and the fact that he's also finished the top goal scorer at our club. When will we ever see a season like that from an individual? And you know what's mental about all those numbers and all those stats is he was missing for 8 weeks as well because of an injury. Can you imagine what his numbers would look like if he wasn't? I mean, it's beggars belief, honestly. An incredible individual season from Tavinier, and an absolute tremendous collective season for Rangers Football Club. But aye, that's it. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Apologies if it's overly long, but I wanted to give each player a lot of love and a lot of respect, because it spoke to how good they played to make it into the final 5, considering how well everybody played. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's been the Rangers Player of the Year discussion. Now it's time for a wee day off. Tomorrow I'll give you a wee 24 hours to get a break for this, and then we will be back to review our league predictions video that we put out at the start of the season before a ball was kicked, which I can't wait for, by the way, but that will be on Thursday. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I've been CJOver92. Thank you so much for watching. If you didn't mind hitting a like button, I'd be greatly appreciated, as it helps people find this video. But until next time, all the best, and bye-bye.